Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm bringing you a game that's currently on Kickstarter. It's funding right now and doing great. This is Tidal Blades 2. This one is a full-on, campaign-based adventure dungeon crawler, and I am loving it, although you'll hear more about that at the end of the game with my impressions. We're going to do a full playthrough of the second scenario out of 3 that they have available in the demo. If you want to see the first scenario, we did a stream of it. I'll link that in the video notes and also at the end of the video. But whether or not you watch that first scenario, I will explain the core rules for the second one, although if you know all the rules, you can use the timestamps to skip past that, so you won't be missing anything if you just watch this video. And first disclaimer, we get no compensation for our Kickstarter coverage. We're just doing it to give you an informed decision. For this one, we couldn't even get a prototype, so we're just playing the TTS. It's available to everybody. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon for early access to our videos, and you get exclusive videos every month. You cannot see these anywhere else. We also have a separate streaming channel with even more content. You can also listen to our weekly podcast or join the conversation on our Discord. So as I said, Tidal Blades is a sort of dungeon crawlish adventure game with hex-based movement. We're playing Scenario 2, like I said. We're going to get to the narrative in a second after I explain the overview of the game. But we've got 2 heroes I'm controlling right now. Cayman, this sort of tanky gator guy, and Axel, this faster melee fighter. And in this scenario, we've been separated. We're going to try to join up and then make our way west over here. And like most games of this type, we'll be moving around and attacking. They'll be moving as well. But there are some very unique elements of this game, too. First of all, each of us has this little board with 9 spots, and we'll be playing our action card to it, and then we'll activate a row or column with that action card in it. We'll activate both the icon effects on spaces that are not covered, and the movement and attack and other actions on spaces that are covered. So you've got this fun little sort of spatial puzzle as you play out your turn. And all that goes with the initiative track, which is a very smooth system to determine who goes first and second. The enemies have their own unique activation cards that'll both change their initiative and also say what they're doing, and the enemy AI is pretty straightforward. And while there are sometimes other loss conditions, generally speaking, you're trying to complete whatever your objective is before you have gone through 12 rounds, before 12 rounds run out. And the enemies can have special powers. They each have individual markers that'll track their health as you damage them. And combat is dice-based. You're looking for the red icons that are just straight-up damage, but you can also sometimes get damage from the blue icons, and then the yellow icons require you to spend these tokens called focus tokens. That's one of many free actions and resources you can spend on your turn. Whereas the enemies roll this single danger die and add it or subtract it from their attack values, which are more set and defined by their cards. And there are things you can pick up on the board. These fruit are healing items, but they can also be used as a currency. And then also whenever you defeat an enemy, they drop little things behind that you can pick up. But that's enough to get started. Let's hear the narrative, unless you want to skip me reading through it with the timestamps, and then we'll get into the game. So this is Chapter 2, The Fold's Edge. Just for context, if you didn't watch the first video, we just recently defended a festival by a sudden attack, or from a sudden attack of tentacle monsters, and now we're going to see what's happening here. The early light of morning casts a coral veil on the horizon as you bring your watercrafts to a halt. In the shallows before you stands the mighty Fold, both magnificent and terrifying, a wall of white strands spiraling in and out of existence. According to your map, your entry point is just ahead.
Is everyone synced?
Eco asks. You all check your bracers and help retrieve the Nexus off Axel's backpack. With the flick of a switch, you send the device hovering into the air.
As you know, the Nexus will allow us to unfold the hyperdimensional barrier.
Eco explains.
It is imperative to keep it active at all times, lest the Fold shuts down on us and traps us inside. Remember your training. We shall proceed carefully, sector by sector, and rescue any surviving Tidal Blades along the way.
Eco isn't a natural leader. The Betelod looks frail and inconsequential next to the sheer immensity of the Fold, but she's studied the barrier most of her life. Her knowledge and determination are unmatched, and so the group looks to her with confidence as she enters a series of commands on the control board. The Nexus starts beeping, slow and erratic at first, and faster as it attunes to the surroundings.
The barrier is unstable, she continues. A formidable storm is trapped inside, but whatever happens, we must push forward and reach the Hyperloom. Repairing it is the only way to truly stabilize the Fold and save Naviri.
The ground shakes under your feet as the Nexus radiates a blinding white light.
Good luck, my friends,
she adds with a smile. The Fold parts, and a deafening blast hurls you backwards. You crash in knee-deep water, your vision blurred by sheets of rain. Columns of electricity blossom and vanish in an instant. You see the Nexus floating some 20 feet away, steaming badly, its protective coating torn off by the strength of the unearthly tempest. You are alone, separated from the group with no one in sight.
This is bad,
Eco yells over the comlink.
We've got to unite at the Nexus and resync.
Before you can move, You see the scrabbling claws of mud crabs and hear the ferocious howls of sea hounds, awoken from 15 years of stasis. They'll be calling their pack. We'd better get a moving before we're overrun, Cayman bellows. So to go over a few details of the scenario, first of all, we've got a spawn token. This was not in the first scenario. So the Sea Hound enemy cards, they're sometimes going to spawn new Sea Hounds. So that'll be fun. Just keep on having more enemies coming out. And then we also have mud crabs will do some special stuff, but we'll see that when they activate. And our first objective, because you don't know everything you have to do, is to regroup at the Nexus. That is the little letter A on the board, and try to get there. And when we do that, we'll advance to the next section of the storybook and see what our new goal is. So Axel's starting down here, Cayman over here. We've got the little token we have to regroup at over here. We've got 3 mud crabs and just 1 sea hound to start out. And by the way, the sea hounds have the relentless keyword. That means that even if we kill that 1 sea hound, we'll still be drawing their cards and possibly spawn more. So you can't just attack the first one right away to get away from their abilities activating. And something new that gets added in Scenario 2 and going forward is that each player has a deck of 5 goal cards, and you draw one randomly each game. And they'll give you a right and a left goal to try to complete. Each time you do the indicated action, like here using an interact to give a spirit to another hero, you'll see what all that means. You can mark it that you've done it once. And if you do it the full number of times, you're going to get to move the indicated track, the indicated number of spaces. So for Axel, he's got his show off and his team player tracks. So they move along here, and whenever you reach one of these little highlighted spaces, you get a bonus, unlocking a skill, getting a new deck, a unique card for your deck. And again, it's fully randomized which one you get each scenario. So this is one of the primary ways they're trying to add some replay value, besides just switching up your character entirely to the campaign. So yeah, Axel's trying to go first in each round, and he starts out at the top of initiative, so that should be pretty easy. And he's also trying to give a spirit to another hero, and he does have ways to generate spirit right now, so I kind of have an ideal start for this goal. Whereas Cayman wants to end 2 different rounds with 3 or more shells on his shell shield. That's a defense. You'll see how we get that. And then he also wants to cut them down. He wants to defeat an enemy himself twice. That one seems pretty easy. The Protective Hulk might be a little bit more challenging. And both of them start with a persistent card on the middle of their board. We got to choose in the second scenario because we have 2 of them, because you can get more into your deck as the campaign progresses. Axel's got Cocky Boasting at the start of each round. And this is whether or not I actually use this card in his action for the turn, just as long as it's face up. At the start of each round, if I'm the highest on the initiative track, which currently I am, I'll get 1 spirit for free. Remember, one of his goals is to give some of that spirit to others, so that's great. And then Cayman's got this Deadly Aim ability. It's a 2 dice attack at range 2. But the cool thing is he has advantage. That means he's going to tend to do more damage for free on targets he's not adjacent to. So he's kind of range focused with his spear at the start of the scenario, but we can get into a more defensive mindset later. Just to show a few more things, we've got these shells. These will become defensive units, defensive shields, and then they'll also go into your Quantum Reservoir where you can spend them to get little bonuses. We've also got Red, which is Spirit. This lets you get free movement or activate abilities. And Focus, this lets you mitigate bad dice rolls. And finally, our individual health. This will be sliding down as we take damage. Whenever we go below 1, we go to the next track down. We take a wound card that'll kind of mess up our board and clog it up. So we're both about to pick our cards. You do this simultaneously. So if I'm playing solo, I'm just going to pick for both of us. And normally this would be a face-down decision. So solo does give you a little bit of an advantage in that you know what both characters are doing, but not a big deal. Axel definitely wants to be first, so I'm going to probably play a card that makes him faster. And Cayman wouldn't mind going earlier as well, maybe. Although honestly, I think the hounds and the crabs are probably too far away to hurt us. So maybe he'll try to go later, wait for them to move, and then attack them. So Axel's got 4 cards, and each card has the action it'll perform. But the main thing we're also looking at right now is this initiative modifier. The minuses will move us lower on initiative, so we'll go later, and the pluses will move us up. And so let's see, man, Axel does not have much movement at all. So I guess he'll just play his Timely Strike, even though it is a melee attack, and he'll try to make something happen. So that'll be for Axel. We'll just put that over there. Meanwhile, Cayman has a great one. Look at this, Alert Run. It'll let him move up to 3, give him a focus for that dice mitigation, and +2 initiative, so he'll be right near the top. Let's take that one. And once both players have picked their initiative card, we randomly draw for each of the enemies, mud crabs, and the sea hounds. And what we now do is we're looking at just this upper left value. We're going to modify each person's initiative, and we do it in the current initiative order, which is top down, left to right. So Axel is first. He's got a +1, which means he moves 1 row up. He's now at first because higher is better. Next are the Sea Hounds, but they actually got a -2, so they're going to go 1, 2 down to there. Cayman is next. He got a +2, so we are way faster than them. And the mud crabs have no modifiers, so they stay where they are. And by the way, you'll saw this with Cayman. Whenever you move to a new row, you go to the right of everybody already in that row, which means you will go after them. So currently, the initiative order will be Axel, Cayman, mud crabs, and finally the sea hounds. And we can see what they'll be doing, which is very useful. The mud crabs will be moving 3 and then attacking for 2, and the sea hounds will be moving 2 and attacking for 3. So we might just want to kind of carefully assess where we end our turn, since we're going before them and they'll be able to attack us. All right, so now I get to place Axel's card, and again, I'm going to put it on one of these spaces that is blank. So let's say I put it there, and then I would pick either the column the card is in or the row the card is in and activate everything in that row or column. And then if the row or column I picked now had 3 cards, all cards would get discarded. So you kind of build up your board and get little combos, and then eventually they all go away and you get to fill it again. Now here I might want to use my cocky boosting power. And by the way, because it's the start of my turn and I'm highest on the initiative track, Axel is going to get 1 free spirit. You can move that down mainly to get free movement on your turn. I do want to get the movement from cocky boasting. And then I think I might want to get some shields. Well, let's see how close the enemies are, because the most I'm going to move right now is 2, or I guess 4 if I spend all my spirit. Oh, and that first crab is very close. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could get close to him with 4 movement. But then, of course, he'll be attacking me. And with him having 3 movement, I think he's going to be attacking me anyway. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and place Timely Strike here, because that will get me access to these shields, these shell shields. And now I get to resolve my cards in any order. So this one will give me 2 shell shields for defense. Cocky Boasting, I can do 2 movement or a 2 melee attack. And the chain icon for Timely Strike and Cocky Boasting means that you can combine them into a single attack, whereas without that, they would have to be individual attacks. Usually it doesn't matter, but the mud crab I'm about to attack actually has armor and blocks some defense from each attack against him. So a chain attack would be good because it would get more defense through. And then finally, this icon moves a shell straight to my Quantum Reservoir, which gives me powers. For 2 shells, I can reroll anybody's roll as many dice as I want. For 3, I can get a focus or a spirit. These are consistent for everybody. And this one is a unique power for Axel. I can make each adjacent enemy lose 1 health for 3 shells. All right, so first I go ahead and get my shields, 2 of them. So I can move them from the uncharged spot, or if I need to, from the reservoir if I don't have any left in my uncharged. Okay, then I'm going to use Cocky Boasting for its 2 movement. And I'm additionally going to spend my 2 spirit. That'll be 4 movement total. You can use things like this as a free action at any time on your turn. So I can move 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, in case you're worried, we saw the prototype at PAX, and the hexes were very clear in the actual game. I know they look a little washed out on TTS. And finally, I can do Timely Strike, although with the armor, I'm not likely to do too much damage. I'm going to roll 2 dice. It has to be a melee attack, and I get 1 shell into my reservoir, which is worthless to me right now. I need 2 or 3 to actually do anything. All right, so I roll, and we're looking for reds. We're looking for reds. Ooh, that was actually a pretty good roll. I got 3. The blue would become a hit if I had advantage, most commonly attained by flanking somebody, having characters on either side of them, or opposite sides, I should say. It also becomes disadvantage mainly for range attacks. If you're next to somebody when you're doing a range attack, like if Cayman got next to somebody with a spear, the blues would actually become minuses, would cancel out his red hits. That was 3 damage to the green mud crab, but their armor ability blocks 1 damage from each attack, so he only takes 2. If I can get him down to 0, he will be defeated, but this turn he's definitely going to attack me. Oh, and let's not forget, I did take the first turn in the round. Let's try to do that 2 more times so I can get my show-off track going. And finally, I draw back up to a 4th card. There are times where you can discard more than just the 1 card you play each turn, but we'll get to that when it happens. Basically, it's when you finish a row or column. I got the Defend card. Our next turn is Cayman's. And he's got to run up to 3, and then he can do a 2 range attack. He'll get a orange for mitigation. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you need to use, oh gosh. You actually need to move a lot more to be able to get into ranged attack range. Well, let's see, if I can get a 2nd spirit, I can get the attack off. Although it's going to be such a weak attack, should I really be rushing so much? Maybe I should slow play it more. But I guess Axel rushed in, so I'll do it too. So with that in mind, I'll do Alert Run and that. So I'll be getting 1 spirit and 1 focus here. So bloop, boop, that was too much, and boop. Then Alert Run gives me another one, and I'll get 3 movement. We'll resolve that now. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll go ahead and spend 1, 2 spirit to get over there. I guess here, I should try to be closer to the target A thing. There, I'm still not in range of the crab over here or the sea hounds. That should be okay. But again, that was both of my spirit. And now I'm doing deadly aim. So I'm rolling 2 dice at 2 range, and I have advantage on targets I'm not adjacent to. So the blue ones will count as hit as well as the red ones. Let's see if I can roll as well as Axel did. Whoa, yes, that is 4 damage, because again, the blues count as hits. Ridiculous. That was the purplish pink mud crab, so that is with their -1, half their life. Awesome. But now we're going to get to the mud crabs, and they're going to come attack us, and the sea hounds will go next. So the mud crab says 3 movement, 2 attack. The armored is just a reminder. We activate them in numerical order, so 2, then 3, then 4. They want to go towards the closest person. They want to stay kind of in reading order, more northerly and left if they have like multiple choices of where to go. Although they do have the priority to flank if they can, because they get the same bonus of counting blues as hits if they do so. But yeah, for 2, he's just going to move to this northwesterly space next to Cayman and attack. And you don't roll a full attack for them. They get an automatic damage value, which is 2. But they do roll a danger die, which can add or subtract to that value. Here, the blue does nothing because they don't have advantage. They don't have any special power to trigger because there are special powers sometimes. So they're just doing 2 damage to Cayman. And he sadly has no shield, so he's down to 6 life on his first track. Okay, then we have crab number 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get next to Axel. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get next to Cayman. Yeah, so he's definitely going 1, 2, 3. And finally, number 4 is right next to Axel in the northwestern space he prefers, so he'll just go ahead and attack with the same base 2, and oh, come on, that was, almost got the 2 misses, the green X's, so just 2 damage. But luckily, Axel prepared for this eventuality. He's got 2 shields, and how shields work is you can spend 1 shield to block as much damage as the total number of shields you have in the space. So the more you have, kind of the more consistent blocking you get. In this case, 1 shield will block 2 damage, all the damage coming into Axel. It goes to the uncharged space, unfortunately, because this one's actually about to charge automatically into the reservoir. Any shields at the beginning of your turn charge in. But for now, he will take no damage. And then finally, the Sea Hounds are going to activate. They have 2 movement. They would do 3 attack, but they won't get into range. And here's one of those abilities that uses the little wave icon. If they rolled a blue on their danger die, they would inflict a -1 flat-footed status token on us. And how that would work is we would have to pick one of our cards that has at least 1 movement value and put the token on it. So like Cocky Boasting, for example, if Axel got hit by that, would be down to 1 movement instead of 2. If you can't put it on any of your cards because it wouldn't affect them, you take 2 damage instead. And here's our hound, and oh my gosh, Cayman, run away! And with that, we advance to round 2, and yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so Axel's already at the top, and he wants to stay there, even though honestly, playing like his twist and stab or his careful strike would be better here because he wants to get some chain attacks to get past this crab's armor. Well, let's see. Maybe I could have the croc go -1 initiative as well, and then that would work out, as hopefully they don't go faster than us, but they're pretty slow at the moment. So, sure, I'll have him pick Guarded Volley, and I'll have Axel do twist and stab, which will give him another persistent power going on. That's great. And let's hope their initiative is not amazing. Okay, so Axel gets -1 initiative, and then so does Cayman, and goes right behind. Come on, mud crabs, don't be too fast. Nope, no modifier for them. And how about the Sea Hounds? +1 for them. They will still be after the crabs, and ooh, they're spawning this turn. By the way, this scenario is not at all about killing things, it's all about running. So yeah, we don't necessarily have to fight all these guys. But it'll once again be Axel, Cayman, Sea Crabs, and Sea Hound, or Mud Crab. All right, so I think I'm going to put Twist and Stab here and get some more shields, because it seems like the enemies will probably be attacking us some more this turn. And Axel has now activated a new persistent power. It says after each melee attack, if you dealt damage, you may move 2 for free. So that's certainly great. Well, actually, do I want to do it there? Well, yeah, I think this will be fine. All right, now, and because Axel is at the highest of the initiative track, he gets 1 spirit, which again can be used for free movement. And he's also got his fastest blade 1 more down. So he's 1 away from getting it. That should happen pretty quickly. Now he's going to get 2 shields. He's going to get a free quantum reservoir space again. And then he'll be able to move or attack. I think he'll probably do like a big chained 4 dice attack and then use the free movement from Twist and Stab is my guess. And by the way, very important at the start of my turn, all my shell shields go into the reservoir. Okay, but then, like I said, I'm getting a free 1 into my reservoir. Although I guess I won't have that until the attack happens. Well, it's about to happen. Okay, so we'll do that. And I get 2 shell shields. So I get a 4 dice attack on this mud crab. And I think he has 4 life left, and he still has his armor, so I gotta get a big roll here. Oh, that's it! 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I'll need at least 1 more, but I can spend 1 focus for each die. And for each die I do that on, all the yellow icons become red hits. And I do indeed have a single focus. That'll make it 6 hits. So more than I needed, because with the armor, I needed to do 5 damage. So green's defeated. I remove him, and in his space, we're going to get a little item I can pick up. In this case, wow, it's another spirit, and each character has what's called an interact action once per turn. It's a free action, like at any point during their turn. They can pick up something adjacent to them, or other scenarios will have other effects. But also, if you just move on to these tokens, you get them for free. But whatever, I'll go ahead and pick this up to get +1 spirit. Gets me to 2. And now because I dealt damage in a melee attack, I can move 2. Should be 1, 2. Now, can we actually reach the A thing this turn? I mean, Cayman certainly can if I use his alert run again. And when do we need to be there? If all heroes are on or adjacent to the nexus at the end of any hero's turn. Any hero's turn. Okay, so yeah, if I get both of us there, we'll kind of move forward a little bit more quickly. So I'll spend 1 spirit and get to this adjacent space, and then Cayman can try to run from all his murderers to also get there. By the way, speaking of, what's the movement look like? The Mudcrabs can only move 2 this turn, so maybe we can escape one of them at least. I don't know. The Sea Hound can move 5 this turn, but then they'll retreat 3 away afterwards, so that's not the worst thing in the world. All right, and Axel's getting a 4th card, Outperform, another chain attack. And some cards have boosts you can spend spirit for. This one, I could make it do a 4 dice attack instead of a 2 dice attack by spending 2 spirit when it activates. All right, now I've got Guarded Volley, and, you know what? I wanted to do Alert Run, but I was also thinking I could get 3 shields to protect myself and also get my little Protective Hulk ability going. But then I wouldn't be able to move with Alert Run. That's not great. Okay, well, maybe I can like put it here or here to get Alert Run for this turn, and then it'll give me a 2 shield space for the following turn, either way I go. Yeah, so I think I'll do it here. Whoops, Guarded Valley right there. That, by the way, I didn't talk about these, but this is a +1 die to all your attacks for the turn. The shields, focus, and spirit you already saw. And there's a healing one underneath your center starting one. All right, I'm going to activate this column. So I have 3 movement and a focus, although if I can like attack first, I won't waste the focus. I've also got a 2 die range attack, up to 2 range, and 1 shield. And then, 2 spirit. I didn't even see that, so I'm going to be booking it. Awesome. And you know what? Speaking of that spirit, I think I'm going to go here so I'm not next to the purple guy, and then I'll attack him. So yeah, it's 1 spirit, and I'm doing the Guarded Volley, which also gets me a shield. Let's get that now. I still haven't used Alert Run. And Deadly Aim is still active, even though it's not in the column or row I'm activating, so I'm going to have advantage for this 2 dice attack. But this guy's still got armor, so I need to roll great again. Come on. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3 with the advantage. I need 1 more, so I will spend 1 of his focus. He's about to get it right back from the card he's going to activate, so I will kill this guy. Awesome. Yes, it is to show that. Spend the focus. It gets me to 4 hits. And that means with the armor, purple takes 3 and is gone. And the Mudcrabs aren't coming back, so this is great. And there's a focus up there, plus a fruit. I don't think I'll ever get those with the way I'm running, but that's okay. And now to finish up Cayman's turn, I'm going to do the Alert Run. So I get 3 move, I get my focus back to full. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so the Mudcrab is going to be able to reach us, and then so is the Hounds. We are getting hit this turn, but that's just how it goes sometimes. And let's not forget, Axel can't have all the fun. Cayman did defeat an enemy. He cut them down, so if he can get 1 more, he'll get his 3 revenge track. And hopefully next turn we'll get our first of 2 Protective Hulks going. And now before we get to the enemies, we are all on or adjacent to the Nexus, so let's see what happens. Run for it. We're back in sync, Eco Cheers. The Nexus is operational, but that was not a word. The Nexus is operational, but I can only estimate the damage that it sustained. We should hurry through the gate while we still have time. Easier said than done, Axel shouts, pointing to a group of bulky mud crabs who emerge from the fold gate. Oh great, I guess we got more crabs coming. And so we're going to move narrative token A near the barrier to indicate the fold gate's position, and then add new mud crabs as shown. It's all based on player count. So we're going to have, this is a mutant mud crab with extra energy and or life, and does extra damage, and a regular one. We're going to have 2 blocking or I guess not blocking the gate because the gate's above, but right next to the spawn. And our objective is for each of us to enter the fold gate, just to get to A, and we're done. That doesn't sound too bad. And just for the good old days, we'll bring Crab 4 back into action, but we'll have the mutant crab marked with the yellow one, Crab 1. In the actual game, I think they have like little yellow stands you add to them, so it's really obvious which one is a mutant, but here we'll let the yellow help us out with that. So isn't that just lovely? And yeah, the mutant has 9 health and does +1 damage every attack. We'll just try to run past him, I think. Running past him is a lovely, valid choice. Oh, and I did forget to twin shot. Ooh, we're really getting this range thing going. That can attack 2 people for 2 dice each. I like it. All right, next the mud crabs are going to activate. Moving 2, attacking for 2. Starting with our mutant one over here. And what the heck, we'll just go ahead and move green while we can. Not really a problem. Then 3's the only one left. He can go here, and when he has a choice of who to attack, if he can't get advantage on them by flanking, he's going to go for the one earlier in initiative order, so he's going to attack Axel, which is good, because Axel is the one who's not hurt. Oh, and I forgot to give Axel shield, so heck yeah, boom! Not getting through this. Well, wait, let's not cheat. Let's at least give the guy a roll. Ha ha! Nothing doing. Then the Sea Hound will move 5, attack for 2, and then retreat 3, and then we're going to spawn another one. And yeah, I think the only place he can get to is here. Oop! Uh-oh. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He wants to get that flank if he can, and indeed he can. So that's 2, and even the blues will help him hit me now. So that's 3 damage because he does have advantage from flanking. Cayman only uses 1 shield, but he's taking 2 more damage. He's getting close to wounded. Then the Sea Hound retreats 3, whoosh, and just is annoying. Then we're going to spawn a random hound on the spawn place. There we go, and he does not activate this turn. But yeah, definitely a thing we want to speed through because there's going to be more and more and more of them. And with that, we're going into round 3. And we're still first. Axel wants to stay there at least for 1 more turn. But I think for Axel, we're going to do outperform, make sure he's first in initiative order, and give him a huge attack if he wants to defeat one of these guys. Whereas for Cayman, I really want to get this defense. Does he still have no movement? I guess Bark Orders will move all heroes up to 1 space. That seems pretty good. So yeah, let's do this. All right, the Mud Crabs are -2, wow. And the Sea Hounds are staying where they are, so we'll still be first. Axel's moving up 1. Cayman's staying where he is. Mud Crabs are way down. And there's the Sea Hounds. And the Sea Hounds have another super fast spawn 1. Oh, the Mud Crabs might disarm one of our cards and make it do less damage, although they only move 2, so we could potentially get out of the way. And yeah, outperforming Bark Orders. Okay, so let's see. I think I want to get the Cocky Boasting. And am I actually going to get attacked, or can I maybe just try to move a lot? Although I don't really want to leave Cayman behind, do I? I could put outperform here. And I think I'll do Cocky Boasting. So I'm going to get a red and a yellow, +1 red because I'm still first on initiative. So that's 1, 2, and 1. And I did finally take the first turn around, so I will get +2 to my show-off track. By the way, if my character was completely defeated, what's called knocked out at the end of the scenario, I would only get +1, but I'd still get something. And I'm going to get my team player going. I'm going to give Cayman a spirit in a moment to get 1 out of 2. Yeah, so let's say I'm doing that because I'm pretty sure I'm next to him right now. Bloop. That's good because he'll be able to move further. Just to show, yeah, we're next to each other, so you can interact with your free interact to give something. All right, and then I got a 4 or 6 dice attack if I wanted to use all my red. Or I could just move 2 and do a 2 dice attack. I mean, I kind of want to do that, but I also don't want to leave Cayman behind completely. That's the one thing I'm concerned about. So yeah, maybe I'll do a 4 dice chain attack to really get past that armor. And I don't want to use all the red because I want it for movement. I want to use it to be able to give Cayman stuff. Oop, whoops. This is here. Oh, I could just make somebody lose health or reroll. But yeah, for now, I'm going to do a 4 dice attack, and then my twist and stab will let me move afterwards. All right, come on, come on. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could use my focus, but 4 seems pretty good, I think, right? So that gets blue down. 1, 2, 3 with the armor. Oh, wait a second. I think they're not armored this turn because it doesn't say it on the card. Maybe that wasn't just a reminder. So he's actually only got 2 life left. So now should I spend the focus? No, I mean, Cayman will almost surely get an attack on him, so it should be fine. Now, because of my slice and roll or whatever it's called, I get a free 2 movement, and you can move through each other. You just can't end your turn, so I'll go toward the thing. Not going to spend my red yet, because I would like to give Cayman another red in a second, so we'll stay there. And I can use my powers yet. Let's go ahead and draw. Because I can use the 2 of these to reroll anybody's roll, even Cayman's, to help him out, or an enemy that's about to kill us. So yeah, that'll be that. All right, next is Cayman. He's got Bark Orders. That'll be 2 dice. If he rolls well, that might be enough to get through the armor, especially with him having all that focus. It almost surely will be. And then, does he want to alert run this turn? No, I'm going to do what I said and slow play things a little bit and go here. So I've got 2 attacks. I've got a free move for everybody. I've got, here we go, 3 armor. So that's going to get his second goal going. Boom. And he should be killing the guy, which would get his other goal finished. So let's do Bark Orders first. He'll do a 2 dice attack and move all of us 1 space. Here we go. And he's got the orange to spend. Come on. Ooh. Ooh, that sucks. That's only 1 hit because he's not getting blue right now. That was not a range attack. Oh, you know what? He's about to do a range attack too. So he'll do the 1 damage, and then he'll let Axel move 1, and he'll move 1. So now he's in range. And blue's down to 1 life. And then, yeah, he'll do his guarded volley for a 2 range attack, and he's got advantage on it. So it's almost statistically impossible for him not to kill the guy. And yes, indeed, 1, 2, 3 with the advantage is more than enough. So blue is defeated. Back to 2 mud crabs alive. Once again, we're leaving something behind. It's very sad. There we go. Mud crab has left the red thing. Cayman's ending his turn with 3+ shell shields. We'll see if we can do that 1 more time. And yeah, and definitely don't want to forget that he defeated an enemy. Boom. And he gets a new card. Yay! First of all, it's a good one. It gives him a power that gives him shields and gives him a better chance of getting that power. And it gives him movement. This is the best thing I could have drawn, maybe. All right, now who's up next? The Sea Hound, moving 5, attacking for 2, retreating 3, spawning. All right, so this Hound is first. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So unfortunately, he's going to attack Axel, who does not have shields, instead of Cayman. And danger die. Okay, he does not have advantage. So he's just doing 2 damage and then running away. But Axel is fine. And I think they just retreat. I'm not sure if they like retreat as far as they can or just directly away. I'm just going to say directly away for now. And then this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. He does not reach anybody. But don't get too happy. We are spawning another one. Although if we wanted to attack these guys, they do not have armor. They only have 5 life, so they would go down pretty easily. Finally, Mud Crabs moving 2, attacking for 3, and possibly disarming us. But I think they're way out of range. Yeah, so this guy's going to go... Oh, no, Yellow's first. The mutant. Boom. And that guy's just going to go there. All right. That is a... We definitely have to do something about that before we can get through there. Because we have to kill some guys or let them come out to attack us. We'll see. But for now, that's it. We're going to round 4. All right, Axel's not as concerned about going like first, super first this time. So I guess maybe I'll do like a careful strike and get a lot of defense for when they come at us and sort of plan to defend. Yeah. Or actually defend gives me 2 shields and some movement. Both those are super slow. I think I'll go for fight or flight to give me some choices when my turn comes up. That'll also keep him first, which I think is probably still good. Meanwhile, for Cayman, yeah, I want to get this movement and this croc armor going, so he'll also be fast. All right, and the Mud Crabs are, going very fast, and they're super armored this turn. And the Sea Hounds are going to try to take away our movement again. I know they're going to attack every target they can. Oof. So yeah, Croc goes up, and the Mud Crabs, who actually still the exact same order, has not changed the entire game, but it's almost changed. All right, so fight or flight. I want to get some defense going on, because they are going to be attacking us. But if I do that, I'm not going to be, like, hitting anybody. I guess I could just, like, go ham. Let's see. The Mud Crabs can move really far, but they're not going to be easy to hurt, and they don't do much damage this turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, if I, like, have Axel, like, move down here and attack this Sea Hound, that wouldn't really hurt me much. So let's do, like, his strongest attack possible, although I do want to keep Twist and Stab. I guess I could go here. I don't really need Cocky Boasting as much anymore. And do, like, huge attack possibilities there. That looks good. All right, so I am getting my Cocky Boasting bonus. Boop, I'm at 3, but I'm going to give one to Cayman immediately. That means, yes, I've got both of my goals completed, and Cayman can't hold it. I'm going to assume I can still do it for no effect. We'll just hope that's how it works. It would be annoying otherwise. Let's see, geez, I'm going to get another one of these, so I should probably use it at some point. And then I've got, I think I'll probably do like 2 movement and then a 4 attack. Yes, we'll go 1. Didn't want to go 1 more, right? Because, yeah, then the crabs would all be able to reach me. So let's just stop right there. And 4 dice. Come on. Okay, so that's 1, 2. And then, let's see. I can use my last focus to make the double. That'll make it 4 damage. And then I can either reroll the last die, or if I don't want to take a chance, I can just use my 3 ability to say each adjacent enemy loses 1 health and finish them off automatically. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the focus, plus 5 from my ability. And that one shot the purple Sea Hound. He drops a focus. We're actually in position to grab it. And we already used our interact for the turn to give Cayman our red. But I do get 2 free movement for doing a melee attack. So let's see. Yeah, it'd still be safe from the crab. So let's move on to it and get it for free. I get my focus back. Now, for the first time, we have completed a column. So we're going to discard all 3 of these. We won't have Cocky Boasting giving us free red spirit every turn. And whenever you complete a row or column, you can also discard any number of other cards. So, yeah, I don't think I need the Careful Strike. And actually, I don't think I need Acrobatic Reach. I really want more movement. Defend is fine. I like the ability to have some movement or some defense. And then I still grab 3 new cards. I've got All Smiles. It's a big movement and give other characters, including myself, plus red. That's pretty great. Dash. Oh my gosh, yeah. If the crowds just get out of the way, Axel is certainly ready to run right in there. Okay, then we got Croc with his Croc armor. If I can get adjacent to an enemy, I'll get a free shield. And then if I can do like this one, I'll get 2 more shields. So I'm thinking maybe I go like here and do this column. Or I guess I could do here and do that column. And that would let us all move up to 1. Although we don't necessarily want to move right now. Yeah, let's do that one. So he's got 2 move. If he gets adjacent to an enemy, he'll get a free shield. He'll get 2 more shields. Oh, and sorry, all of these shields should be in here. And then he can also do like a melee attack. So he's going to try to get hit, but he'll have enough shields to take it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that would get him next to that guy. Now the problem is, are the crabs just going to like block everything up again? Seems like they probably are, but this is just the choice I'm making. So the crabs are almost untouchable this turn. We're not going to do them, but let's go ahead and get 2 shields from that. And then he's going to move 2 for Croc armor. That's right here. Then he's going to spend 1 spirit to get in range attack, he'll attack, and then he'll use the other spirit in a second. So we'll just go ahead and mark it now. Yeah, those both his spirit. And that's going to be a range attack with his blue bonus. He'll have advantage. And, ooh, that was yucky. Just 2 damage. You know what? What the hey? I mean, well, yeah, I could do more damage than that. Sure, let's spend 2. I mean, he has the focus, but we have those things for a reason. Let's go. Oh, okay. I guess I'll spend 2 focus to do 4 damage. He's super focused up. He'll still have 1 left. And that almost kills blue, but he doesn't really want to kill blue because he wants to get next to him and get a shield, which Croc armor is going to let him do. So he has 3 shields again. And boom, revenge and family all over it. And we'll need that armor because the Sea Hounds are going to attack, and then the Mud Crabs. Sea Hounds can move 4. They want to attack everybody, so they want to get in range of both of us if they can, and then they'll try to make us flat-footed. What's first is the blue one. He'll just move to that space, I believe. I think, well, actually, he wants to do the least movement possible, so I think he'll just stay where he is. And we don't want a blue, or he will mess us up. Ooh, 2 misses, so he actually does 0 damage. Ha ha ha. Our newly spawned Sea Hound, no way they can even get into range, so they'll just end right there. Once again, blocking us up a bit. Then the Mud Crabs are moving 3, attacking for 1. The armor we don't care about. So let's see. This one, remember, does +1 damage. And 2, 3. Uh-oh, he's flanking us. So he's got 2 damage with his bonus. And ooh, 3, 4. Could re-roll it. Yeah, Axel, you can re-roll other people's stuff. Go ahead and re-roll that for me. What? Okay, well, fine. Luckily, I've got 3 armor, so I only take 1, but give me a break here. And the other Mud Crab is going to go to here and attack for 1. All right, we've almost opened up a path. Probably should have played that turn smarter, but I wanted that goal to be done. Okay, and that Mud Crab did not get advantage. That's just 1 damage straight up. And it's a bit of a waste, but Axel's really hurt, so I am going to go ahead and block that fully. All right, we're in round 5. Let's see. Realistically, okay, this guy only has 1 life left, so Axel or Cayman should be able to kill him and then just, like, vamoose as much as they can. So let's maybe try to get to A this turn. Although, well, I guess, let's see. If Axel does, like, his dash, or is all smiles, that'll give all of us more red for more free movement. Yeah, so, like, if we do this, then he'll have 3 move, possibly 4 move, a free move after he attacks. That seems like the play, although if we don't get out, then he's going to be kind of out of options. Okay, so that's his initiative card. And then no way is Croc Cayman not doing defend. It's the only one that has movement on it. And we're certainly ensuring that we have initiative here. There's no way they could pass us. Well, that's, yeah, no, actually that is entirely true. But the Sea Hounds are going to spawn again and try to take away our movement. The Mud Crabs are going up. Nothing doing. Now, by the way, oh, actually, wait. Never mind. Cayman will be first. This is important because how it works is if you would go above the line, you instead go to the leftmost space. So Axel's first. He's like, hey, I'm leftmost. And then Cayman's like, no, you're not, because he also goes up. So that should be fine. Cayman can immediately attack the guy too and then move just like Axel could have. So let's see. I want the most movement. I guess alert run. So yeah, if we do like that, I can do the volley. And then I'll have 5 movement. And, ooh, he's got no red. Is 5 enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red right around the Hound. Yes, so it's going to be all about whether Axel can make it, I guess. Oh, and if he doesn't attack, he won't get the... we'll figure it out. So yeah, even though Cayman will have a disadvantage for it, he's going to do a 2 dice attack. Oh, and he gets a shield. Oh, and this comes over. So I do have a reroll if I need it. But yeah, he's doing a 2 dice attack with disadvantage. Although, yeah, not adjacent to, so this will not help. So the blues will subtract from hits, so I just need to get 1 damage. Come on. Oh, no. Okay, so that's 1, but -1. That's 0 right now. Do I have a focus left? Yes, I do. Boom. So it makes it 2 damage. -1 is 1, which just barely murder fries this guy. Get out of Cayman's way. And hey, while we're at it, there's a red here. Oh, man, I think Cayman, does he have to pick it up when he moves over it? Nope, I just checked, and this is very good. You may pick things up when you move through them, but you don't have to. Remember, Cayman's got 5 movement. I could go try to get like some fruit and stuff or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the second we get onto, we teleport away. Yep, and they go away from the initiative track too. So All right, now all smiles. This one's easy. We're going right there. So I've got up to 4 movement, 6 if I use that. I've got 2 red. I'm going to be able to pick up the one that came and dropped. This should be okay. And oh, perfect. The Mud Crabs don't have defense this turn. So if I do Twist and Stab first to move 1, then do Outperform, I'll attack. I should definitely do damage. I'll get a free 2 movement from Twist and Stab. And then I'll have 3 more from All Smiles. That'll be here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then I'll have up to 3 red. So I can pick up the fruit. I guess Cayman could have done that as well. Yeah, so I should be able to get the fruit and get out. So first we're doing Twist and Stab for 1 move, then Outperform for 2 attack. Moving right up to this guy, and he's got no armor. So I just need to roll at least 1 actual damage. Wow. Crud. Do I have any focus left? I do! Yay! So we'll say we do 2 damage. I'm not even going to mark it. But the key thing is I did damage for Twist and Stab. So we get to move 2 more. And I guess I'll pick up this fruit. It's my interact, because again, that'll be money I save for later. Then I've got currently 3 move. Oh, that's right. I can give all heroes a red. So I've got 3 move plus 3 bonus moves. So 6 total. If I use my first red to move on here, I'll be back up. So I still have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Now I feel like I should have given Cayman one of them, but whatever. Axel will be the rich one. And with that, we are moving on. As you drag your injured teammates to the fold gate, you catch a glimpse at the creatures slowing down behind you. They stomp and see, their skin bulging as if about to burst. Broken shell, that's disgusting. What's up with them? Axel says, panting. A symptom of prolonged hyperdimensional stasis, perhaps? Sagashi. Oh, they're not even in the demo. I don't even know what they look like, so I don't know what their voice would look like. Sagashi muses, thoughtful.
They're evolving,
Iko says gravely. We should continue. I reckon they'll be back even stronger. Hey, congratulations, you made it inside the fold. So I'll walk you through kind of the campaign stuff, and maybe I'll do the third scenario too. Let me know if y'all want to see it. But first we got Fold Touch. Find the Temporal Bend cards in the Fold Touch card deck. If any heroes were knocked out at the end of the scenario, add 2 copies of the Sea Hound, otherwise add 2 copies to the Mud Crab action deck. So for the rest of the campaign, Mud Crabs would be stronger. A different result would have made Sea Hound stronger, so that's kind of a cool thing. And then we get 4 XP and 2 Fame. Basically, you track XP and you can spend it. I got 5 in the last scenario. We did really well, so we've each got 9. Then we get advancements. Let's see that. So Cayman's getting 3 Family, 3 Revenge. And here's his little track. So we go boop, boop, boop. And we don't quite unlock a new card. Boop, boop, boop. And Axel got 2 of each. It seems fair because his seemed a little bit easier to accomplish. And by the way, you don't shuffle your goal cards. You go through them until you've done all 5. So things should balance out in terms of the value you could possibly get by the end of the 5 scenarios in a row that you use them. Then we'd also mark these little hash marks on our wound track for each wound we suffered. And then if we get too many of those, we get like a scar card, which kind of messes up our board permanently. We didn't see that. And then finally, we get upgrades. We are going to look at 3 cards and each choose up to 2 to buy with experience. These would just get added to your deck. You can call cards as well. Let's see what Cayman's options are. Harpoon Hook, 1 attack, but 4 range. But if this attack deals damage, you may place Cayman and Hex adjacent to the target. Wow, that's cool. Great utility there. So you can, by the way, kind of focus on like range or melee or change up how your character works. Okay, toe-to-toe, 3 attack chain, but it's -1. If this attack does not defeat the target, gain a shield. That's great. Then carry on. +1 initiative, 3 move. You move 1 adjacent hero with you. They must end adjacent to you. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think I would probably spend 6 of my 9 experience to get the 2 movement-based ones, especially since this one's good for like a lot of situations to basically teleport, and this one would have utility for allies. I like those. Meanwhile, for Axel, let's see. He's got moving target. Ooh, it's very easy for him to get Spirit, as you saw, and that would give him shields and movement. That's a great one. Ambidextrous Pivot. Big attack, although -1 initiative. And, can add a target for +1 Spirit. Wow, so that could be a 3 damage attack against 2 people or 3 dice. And then Tidal Spirit, 2 attack, -1 initiative. Add +1 to each attack you make this turn. I feel like that would be harder to set up consistently to be good. Yeah, I'd go for a moving target and ambidextrous pivot for sure. And then we move on to scenario 3, but let's talk about the game and what my thoughts are on it. So first thing, the activation track with these cards. I love this. It does remind me a little bit of like a more kind of thinky dungeon crawler like Gloomhaven, although it definitely has its own stuff going on. But the nice thing is like the choices aren't that hard. You only have 4 cards to choose from. I like how the initiative is kind of part of the decision. And then I love that you don't have to place your card until it's your turn. So if you see like that the enemies are going to be attacking you really hard and you want to run away, you can put it like in a spot that'll give you more movement. And yeah, I just find like all of this very interesting. It's like simple yet has hidden depth, and you kind of like set up for future turns. I love the combo potential of these powers. And as you can see, you get like really cool powers unlocked very quickly. So if you're like worried that the cards are too samey or too basic, that is not the case. And you also get to call out like normal cards as things go along too. So I think they've done a great job of making the characters different and kind of building them up different. And I find all of this stuff very interesting. I like the free actions and the resource management too. I think the fact that wounding kind of gives negative effects, but it's very tough for you to actually go out of the scenario entirely. I think that's great. And yeah, like I said, the initiative track, excellent. I love that there's some permanence. You're not having to like redraw or check numbers every single turn. And you can kind of intelligently do it. Like maybe you want to go later to let the mud crabs run up to you and then you attack them. I think that works great. The enemies work great. Like really, you're going to hear me just kind of gushing about this one. I love almost everything about it. And I've said this many times, but I love the storybooks. Again, I saw this at PAX, and the storybooks were great, like really good quality. They don't look as good on TTS, and it's 2 or 3 combined. So you can actually have like these massive maps where you have the 2 books next to each other, and the binding is on the like outside edge, or not the binding, the spirals. So like you don't have any kind of weird crease in the middle. And sometimes you even add like a third half board to like the top or to the side, so you can get like really epic things, kind of more like Jaws of the Lion than smaller storybook games. And I like this is mostly a fail-forward campaign. Now, they do say you can choose to replay scenarios at a minor cost, or you can just choose to kind of move on and like just have like fewer rewards. But the fact that like you're like doing your goals and stuff is really cool. And the goals are great. I love these like kind of for a way to change up how the game plays. Now, that is something to note. Is this game going to have infinite variety? Like if you replay the same scenarios? I've been enjoying the same ones. Like I played the first scenario 5 or 6 times at this point. So I've been enjoying them. But, you know, I think you have to change characters to really keep it fresh. If I played Axel like the same first scenario 5 or 6 times, it might get dull. I think the goals change things up. I think the cards and how your deck gets built out changes things up. I think the variety of enemy draws changes things up. But since these are pretty much set scenarios with the same objectives, with the same like initial enemy placements, yes, there is going to be some sameness when you play through the campaign like a second or third or fourth time. I can see me playing probably through this like 2 or 3 times, but the Kickstarter has like some unique scenarios that are very replayable as like bonuses that I think are all Kickstarter exclusives. So I feel pretty good about the value. This is a pretty expensive game, especially if you go for the miniatures. I would probably just go for the standees or the hero miniatures. I love when the heroes are miniatures and the enemies are standees. That's kind of my preferred way to do things, but I know some people hate standees. Now, the one sort of complaint I have is the dice. Like, you know, the replay is potentially a concern, but this is the only thing that I don't love. Because, like, if you don't have focus, now, of course, that's on you for not managing your focus. And if you just roll certain faces, sometimes you can totally whiff an attack, or sometimes you can, like, just, you know, demolish somebody that you really thought was going to be tough. I don't mind dice randomness that much. This is slightly swingier than I prefer. Same thing with the enemies. If they get, like, their +2 damage thing or -2 damage, it could be, like, a huge difference in terms of whether your character is, like, really beat up or not. But I have to give them credit. They have a lot of reroll possibilities. You can spend your focus. You can get flanking and advantage in other ways. So the dice won't usually mess you up. And like in this game, I didn't feel like any of my rolls were just totally hosed and terrible, and I had ways to deal with them. But I have had games where like I missed like 3 rolls in a row, and that's not a fun experience. So just be aware that it is a dice combat system and swingier than some. So that won't always work for some people. But yeah, besides that, Tidal Blades 2 is awesome. I love this one. The best crawler I've played in quite a while. It was one of my top games of PAX. I think right up there with Familiar Tales. And now having played Familiar Tales a lot more, I would say that I like this one better. I think it is more dynamic and doing more new stuff, although Familiar Tales is probably a little bit easier to play with families. So yeah, I think this game is amazing. If they don't give me a review copy, I will absolutely be buying one. Again, probably the standees with Hero Miniatures version. But this game is great. And again, if you want to, go check out the first scenario if you want to see how things started out, a little bit of a simpler thing for 3-player on our streaming channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.